Hello students, today we will learn chapter 6 of class 10th science life processes जिसमें हम कवर करेंगे part 1 nutrition. Let us first understand what are life processes. वो processes जो मिलकर perform करते हैं maintenance job of organisms. For example, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system. And why do we need these systems? We need them to prevent damage and breakdown, जिसके लिए हमें एनर्जी चाहिए जो हमें फूड से मिलेगी. फूड सोर्सेज मोस्टली कार्बन बेस्ड मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं. बॉडी में ऑक्सीडाइजिंग रिड्यूसिंग रिएक्शन से फूड ब्रेकडाउन होगा. Organisms are divided into two categories. First is unicellular and second is multicellular. In unicellular, no specific organs are present. Organism की entire surface उसके environment के contact में होती है. In multicellular, body size is big and body design is complex. So all the cells are not in direct contact with the environment. Simple diffusion से energy requirements meet नहीं हो सकती. So in multicellular, specialized tissues are present which take up food and oxygen और उसको वो transport कर देते हैं to other parts of the body और वहाँ से waste products are removed. Next, we will learn about types of nutrition. First type is autotrophic nutrition, which is seen in plants, algae, phytoplankton, and some bacteria. Second type is heterotrophic nutrition, which is classified into three categories. First is saprophytic, for example, in fungi. Second is parasitic, example is lice. And third category is holozoic, which is seen in all the big animals. अब हम ऑटोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन को थोड़ा और डिटेल में समझते हैं. ऑटोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन में ऑर्गेनिजम्स सिंपल फूड मटेरियल कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड वाटर को सनलाइट और क्लोरोफिल की प्रेजेंस में कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. These organisms are called autotrophs. In plants, the carbohydrates are stored as starch. Whereas in animals, energy is stored in the form of glycogen. This photosynthesis reaction is very important. It converts carbon dioxide and water molecules to glucose and oxygen. The events that occur during photosynthesis are absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Second step is conversion of light energy to chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Then reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. अब ज़रूरी नहीं है कि ये steps immediately हों. For example, desert plants take up carbon dioxide at night, then prepare an intermediate which is acted upon by the energy during the day. Sunlight is absorbed by chlorophyll pigment which is present in cell organelle chloroplast. आयोडीन की डाइल्यूट सॉल्यूशन से स्टार्च टेस्ट परफॉर्म करते हैं which concludes the presence of starch in leaf. Now let's talk about stomata. Stomata are tiny pores present on the surface of leaves and their functions are gaseous exchange and transpiration. Look at this picture to understand opening and closing of stomata. राइट साइड की पिक्चर में आप देख सकते हो जब प्लांट को कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं चाहिए तो वाटर लूज होगा एंड गार्ड सेल्स विल श्रिंक टू क्लोज द स्टोमेटल पोर. लेफ्ट साइड की पिक्चर में आप देख सकते हो व्हेन वाटर फ्लोज इनटू द गार्ड सेल्स दे स्वेल एंड ओपन द स्टोमेटल पोर. लुक एट दीज पिक्चर्स. ये एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल सेटअप है टू प्रूव कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज नीडेड फॉर फोटोसिंथेसिस. लेफ्ट साइड के बेल जार में पोटाशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड इज प्लेस्ड विच विल एब्जॉर्ब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, तो इससे फोटोसिंथेसिस इनहिबिट हो जाएगी। अदर रॉ मटेरियल्स नीडेड फॉर फोटोसिंथेसिस आर वाटर, नाइट्रोजन, फॉस्फोरस, आयरन एंड मैग्नीशियम। एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन को बैक्टीरिया यूजेबल कंपाउंड्स में कन्वर्ट करेंगे which is used by plants to synthesize proteins and other compounds. Next is heterotrophic nutrition. It is the mode of taking ready-made organic food material from others. Different organisms use different strategies to take food. फर्स्ट स्ट्रैटेजी में ऑर्गेनिजम्स फूड मटेरियल को बॉडी के बाहर ब्रेक डाउन करके फिर एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल फंगाई, ईस्ट एंड मशरूम्स। कुछ और ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं जो फूड को बॉडी के अंदर ब्रेक डाउन करते हैं। थर्ड स्ट्रैटेजी में ऑर्गेनिजम्स डिराइव न्यूट्रिशन फ्रॉम प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स विदाउट किलिंग देम। एग्जाम्पल्स आर कस्क्यूटा, टिक्स, लाइस, leeches and tapeworms. That was about types of nutrition, and now we will learn about the digestion. In single-celled organisms, the food may be taken in by the entire surface. For example, amoeba. Another interesting topic is about digestion in human beings. Alimentary canal is the long passage which extends from mouth to anus. Mouth helps in intake of food. Teeth crush the food and salivary glands secrete saliva. Saliva में एक एंजाइम है salivary amylase जो ब्रेक डाउन करेगा starch to give sugar. Tongue helps in mixing the food with saliva. Alimentary canal की muscles rhythmically contract करके food को forward push करेंगे। इन movements को हम कहते हैं peristaltic movements. From mouth, food is taken to stomach through a food pipe called esophagus. Stomach expands when food enters it. Then the food is mixed thoroughly with more digestive juices. The gastric glands of stomach secrete gastric juice, which contains hydrochloric acid, pepsin, mucus. Hydrochloric acid kills bacteria and creates an acidic medium that facilitates the action of pepsin. और pepsin क्या है? एक protein digesting enzyme. Mucus का function है to protect the inner lining of the stomach from the action of acid. From stomach, exit of food into the small intestine is regulated by sphincter muscle. स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन एलिमेंट्री कैनाल का लॉन्गेस्ट पार्ट है। ये हाईली कॉइल्ड ट्यूबुलर स्ट्रक्चर है एंड इट रिसीव्स सिक्रीशंस ऑफ लिवर एंड पैनक्रियाज एंड इट इज़ द साइट ऑफ कंप्लीट डाइजेशन ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन्स एंड फैट्स. Enzymes of intestinal juice finally convert proteins into amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. The inner lining of the small intestine has numerous finger-like projections that are called villi. They increase the surface area for absorption and they are richly supplied with blood vessels. Food from here is taken up and reaches each and every cell of the body. And the energy is used for building up new tissues and repair old tissues. Liver. It releases bile juice. It makes food alkaline for action of pancreatic enzymes. It acts on fats. Bile salts break large globules of fats into smaller. That is called emulsification. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice, which contains enzymes, trypsin, to digest proteins, and lipase, to break down emulsified fats. Large intestine receives undigested food. Villi absorb water from this material. Rest is removed via anus. The anal sphincter regulates the exit of waste. Tooth decay or dental caries are caused when bacterial cells and food particles stick to teeth, which forms dental plaque. Saliva cannot reach tooth surface. There is no neutralization of acid. Brushing helps to remove plaque and acid is not produced. If untreated, microorganisms invade pulp, which causes inflammation and infection. I hope you enjoyed learning. Please like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe the channel.